Missing quota can be really hard. One of the things that I see a lot of salespeople struggle with is that they connect themselves to the number. And that can have super negative ramifications in a lot of different ways. Say you're a top performer and you connect yourself to your number. That means when things are good, you're buying cars and houses and spending lots and lots of money and all of those things. And then when it dries up, you're left with lots of debt. And now all of a sudden you're in a really tough financial position. And I've seen people do that. I've seen people get hundreds of thousands of dollars in commission checks, buy a house, then get fired 6 months later, and they're now overextended on a house that they bought. And now things are really in a bad situation and their mental health is really bad. And then the inverse is true. When you connect yourself to your number and you're not hitting your number, now you're not sleeping as well. You're drinking too much. You are having, poor relationships with your spouse and significant other. You're starting to retreat inward. And then things spiral from there. This can be a very tough lesson because us as salespeople, we are told we are a number. Like literally sometimes like you're just a number. We are told that. It's like ingrained and we're taught that when we hit our number, we're good. And when we don't, we're bad. And we're constantly asked about our numbers. When I look at sales organizations, performance and quota attainment, there's often three things that consistently show up as reasons why companies and organizations and sales organizations as a whole aren't hitting quota. The first is it was the wrong quota. You somehow magically assigned everyone $1.5 million when the business has never done more than $1 million. And like expected 50% growth in a year, and you didn't provide any additional tools or resources or anything to help people achieve that. That happens a lot. The first thing you always want to look at and challenge yourself with as a leadership team is, was it even the right quota? The next is often some degree of product market fit. And what companies don't realize is you can go from a state of product market fit to a lack thereof because your competitors caught up and all of a sudden it becomes feature function parity and your competitors are now going to market at a lower cost because maybe you had first mover advantage or something else happened. And then it's pipeline. And what I often see is like companies telling salespeople, oh, all you need is 3x pipeline because we have a 30% close ratio. And that is just total nonsense. Pipeline coverage is the thing that kind of cures everything in sales. And so one of the things I used to always push my team on is close to 8 to 10x pipeline coverage. Because if someone told me we had a 30% close ratio, I called BS on that and I wanted to cut that number in half. And then I also don't want to account just for performance. If you have a 20% close ratio and you're like, cool, we need 5x pipeline, okay? And you tell everyone, just get 5x pipeline, we have a 20% close ratio. You are then betting that your math is exactly right and everyone needs to be exactly 100% performance. I would rather tell folks, oh, we have a 20% close ratio, you need 5x, but I'm gonna hold you accountable to 8x. Because then when some people are under and some people are over, now the entire business overperforms. If you're struggling to hit quota because you know it's an unrealistic goal, you need to use data to inform that. And so one of the data points is just purely historical, like what has the business historically achieved? If they're looking for growth on top of that, then what has changed? Has the brand improved? Has the product improved? 2024 was a tough year for a lot of people. And I know a lot of folks that are trying to start off 2025 strong and have a really, really good year. One of the things that is going to get in the way of that is some of the mental head trash of having a bad year and the pressure that you now feel. And I can tell you that is not helping you and it is hurting you and it is instilling a belief that you can't do it or that you aren't good enough. I ask that you try and set those aside and challenge those thoughts because they are likely not reality and they aren't helping you, and they can only help you if you can then reframe them into things that you can use positively. Like instead of I'm not good enough, reframe it as I have room to learn and I can get better and I will get better. Comment below if you've been here. Let's talk about solutions.